Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. I am the Fyfeinator, and today we'll be giving a round 1 debrief of our teams. Obviously, footy's back and round 1 has already occurred, and as has AFL Fantasy. So let's get straight into it. Sam Doherty played on Thursday night, scored 110. He was really good. I vice-captained him, chose not to loophole him, but as you can probably see already, that was a dismal idea. Anyway, Jordan Dawson at D2 scored 92. He was on 55 at the half-time break, so a slightly disappointing end to his match, scoring just 37 in the last half, but I'll take 92 for his first game. Andrew McGrath is tossing up between him and Hayden Young for the season start. Went Andrew McGrath based on value and price. He scored 81, so it's a bit of a wait and see for the next few rounds, but I probably will hold on to him. Liam Baker, oh no. He had a shocker and he'll be out of my team this week. Charlie Constable made 87. He was great for the Gold Coast Suns. Coming off the halfback flank, I think at one point he had like 14 kicks and 0 handballs, which is perfect. Ruben Jinby, he didn't have a lot of touches on the footy, but God, he is a tackling machine, and that reflected his score of 92. And Rory Laird, well, the pig himself made 57, and I captained him. Well, it's just terrible. I don't even want to talk about it, but that score just sums up kind of my overall score of 1,949, which was kind of make and break what I scored. Andrew Brayshaw, he was really good, made 114 against the Saints. Luckily, Vitel or one of the Saints players didn't go to tag us. He really capitalised on that. And Tom Green, well, he's almost a lock in your side. He has to be. Absolute bowl magnet in the middle for GWS, and he carried with 128. James Warple, gee, if you don't have him in your team, you'll have him in round 2. He made 96. He is back to his best. I'm calling it. He's back to his best as the Warp. Made 96, 29 touches, and he was in the guts for basically the whole match. Finn Callahan at M5, I was actually quite impressed with how he ended up. Ended up making 83. I think he made like 35 in the last quarter, which was really good. And yeah, it's a bit of a point of difference to my side. A lot of people still have him, but he's great value. And Will Ashcroft, Cam McKenzie, and Mateus Philippe rounded out my midfield. They all did pretty well, made over 50. Cam McKenzie especially, he had a great role inside of Hawthorn, and Philippe and Ashcroft also did their job. Tim English and Rowan Marshall in the rocks. Tim English was awesome against a stacked D's rock department with Brodie Grundy and Max Gawn, and Rowan Marshall didn't have the best of games against the man mountain himself, Sean Darcy, but he'll have better games. Josh Dunkley, Tim Taranto, and Connor Rosie, my three premium options in the forward line. Josh Dunkley was going really good for his new club up to halftime. He's on 55, and he made 22 in the last half. Don't know what he was doing, so it kind of summed up how the Lions played in that half as well. And Tim Taranto, he was awesome in new colours, made 123. And Connor Rosie made a really nice 95 for the power. And Tanner Bruin, well, I was tossing up between him and Sam Flanders for the start of the season. I went Tanner Bruin, and well, it was a bit of a tough slog for him. He started off really well, but ended on 65. But I'll keep with him because I think his role's definitely there for Geelong, and he can still add a bit of cash to my team. And Harry Sheasel and Luke Pedler rounded out my forward line. Harry Sheasel, well, he's just a gun, and he will be for the next 15 years. The half-back flank, he absolutely carved it up. And Luke Pedler is that kind of small half forward, pressure forward. He did really well for his 70. And as you can see on the bench, Cade Chandler, he was awesome. If only I could have loopholed him into my team. Owen Davey did his thing. Legs Green, a touch disappointing. Oliver Hollands was solid. I ended up actually playing him on my team. Campbell Chester made 32. Lockie Cowan 35, and Darcy Wilmot slugged hard for his 49. So, to my trades. So Liam Baker, I just don't think he'll do what he did in the preseason match, and I was a bit gullible to go him. So, who I've really flagged as a great option is Will Day. I think Will Day made 98 in the match against Essendon, and he's really good price tag. I probably should have gone him for Elliot Yeo instead of Liam Baker, but I think I'm going to stick to that trade, and I'm going to get in Will Day. So, if we can... oh yep, search Will Day, add him in. That is confirmed trade. And the other one I also wanted to trade out was basically I couldn't use an emergency loophole. I had 7 players playing, and McAndrew was my ruck option, so I couldn't loophole him in for anyone. And I really missed out on Cade Chandler's score of 104 and Luke Pedler's score of 70, who was actually on the bench, but I substituted him in for this video. So, got to trade out Fergus Green to a player that's not playing, so I can have an emergency loophole player, so I can kind of use for certain players' scores. So, I was looking James Sitas. He has mid-forward status, so I can use him for a forward or midfield loophole. That would be great, and he could also play later in the season, which is really good. So I will make that trade and confirm that as well. So, as you can see, I still have 162k in the bank. Really keen on kind of building that up in the next kind of 2-3 rounds to hopefully kind of doing a double upgrade one round from hopefully a mid-price or a big trade kind of looking to premium, so that extra cash will really help. And yes, that's my team in a wrap for round 1, and I'll hand you over to Wilbur.